Next, we are interested to find what fraction of the incident energy is reflected and what fraction is transmitted. For this, we use the term intensity. Here we will write intensity. Intensity is nothing but average power per unit area. We have already written an expression for the intensity. It is ICU. This is what the density of the electromagnetic wave. This average of the energy density U, that is nothing but half epsilon 0 E0 square. That is, if I rearrange the term, this will be half C or half epsilon 0 C E0 square. This is the intensity of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum or free space. But in a medium, what will be the intensity? In medium, the intensity of the electromagnetic field wave can be written as I is equal to, what are the changes? Instead of epsilon 0, we have to write epsilon. Instead of C, we have to write V, then E0 square. Okay, that is the intensity here. It is very clear that intensity is proportional to E0 square. Intensity is proportional to amplitude square. We are interested to calculate the ratio of the incident ratio of the reflected intensity to the incident intensity. Please. That is written as R, is IR, ratio of the reflected intensity divided by ratio of the incident intensity. As we have mentioned earlier, both the incident intensity and also the reflected intensity, both the wave lie in the same medium, that is the medium 1. Therefore, while substituting the expression for the intensity, that is in the medium 1, this would be I1 is equal to epsilon 1 V1. In medium 2, sorry, this is for the reflected wave. If I write this is IR, then the reflected wave lies in the medium 1, and also the incident wave that also lies in the medium 1. So that is also half epsilon 1 V1, but here the amplitude of the, if it is a reflected wave, here we should write E0 R square. If it is an incident wave, here we have to write E0 I square. Therefore, the ratio of those two quantities, that is these terms will be cancelled out. If I take the ratio, then this will cancel out, this will cancel out. Finally, the remaining things will be E0 R square divided by E0 I square. This is a reflection coefficient, or the ratio of the reflected intensity to the incident intensity. That is E0 R square divided by E0 I square. I can once again replace the E0 R by E0 I by using this expression. This is a E0 R by E0 I, means that will be N1 minus N2 by N1 plus N2. because n1 minus n2 divided by n1 plus n2 whole square. This is called a reflection coefficient. Means how much a fraction of the incident energy is reflected back. That is the meaning of this. Now we have to calculate the ratio of the transmitted intensity to the incident intensity. That is, we call the transmission coefficient T. T is nothing but ratio of the transmitted intensity to the ratio of the incident intensity. That is, here I can write the transmitted intensity half the transmitted wave lies in the second medium. Therefore, I have to write epsilon 2. Wave velocity, the transmitted wave has a velocity v2 because that the transmitted wave lies in the second medium is E0 t square divided by half incident wave lies in the first medium. Therefore, epsilon 1 v1 E0 I square. Here I will find a substitution for this epsilon 2 v2 by epsilon 1 v1. We had to spend a few minutes to solve to find an expression for this quantity. That is epsilon 2 v2 by epsilon 1 v1. Because you know the expression for v, that is 1 by root of mu epsilon. Then epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 into v2 by v1 means I can write mu1 epsilon by root of mu2 epsilon 2. Because here v1 will be v1 mu1 epsilon 1. v2 means v2 is equal to 1 by root of mu2 epsilon 2. Then take the ratio of v2 by v1 and substitute here. Then most of the case the permeability of the medium 1 will be equal to permeability of the medium 2. Then what else we can do? Epsilon 2 v2 by epsilon 1 v1 is equal to epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 then into root of epsilon y by epsilon 2. ഇത് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് ക്യാൻസൽ ആയി പോകും. റിസൾട്ടൻ്റ് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് കിട്ടും? റൂട്ട് ഓഫ് epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1. That is, we already know expression for the refractive index. That is nothing but epsilon r. This epsilon r is nothing but epsilon divided by epsilon 0. Therefore, n1 can be written as root of epsilon r1, that is equal to epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 0 root. Similarly, n2 is can be written as epsilon r2, that is epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 0. Therefore, this n1 by n2 can be written as root of epsilon 0 cancel ആയിപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുക epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1. Okay. Or n2 divided by n1 is equal to root of epsilon divided by epsilon 2. We need this result, and here you see we have this result also. This epsilon 2 v2 by epsilon 1 v1, that is this result. Then if I combining these two equations, what I can write? Epsilon 2 v2 divided by epsilon 1 v1. This, instead of this root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1, I can write this expression right here. That is, this is nothing but n2 divided by n1. അതായത് this is n2 divided by n1. Fine. Now here see this epsilon 2 v2 by v1 can be replaced by this n2 by n1. This transmitted coefficient can be written as this half already cancelled. Then this is n2 divided by n1 E0t divided by E0I all square. If you go back, you have already the expression for E0t by E0I. See this expression, that is E0t divided by E0I means 2 n1 by n1 plus n2. This t can be written as n2 divided by n1 2n1 divided by n1 plus n2 all square. Then if you further proceed, do this algebra, n2 divided by n1 4n1 square divided by n1 plus n2 whole square. Then the t can be written as this n1 and this cancel out. 4n1 n2 divided by n1 plus n2 whole square. This is another famous equation. This is nothing but the transmission coefficient. What is the significance of this equation? This equation gives how much fraction of the incident energy is transmitted. That is, if a wave traveling from medium 1 it enters to the medium 2, then how much, if you know the refractive index in the medium 1 and refractive index in the medium 2, then you can calculate how much fraction of the energy is transmitted to the medium 2. The only thing you need to know is the refractive index of the two medium. According to the law of conservation of energy, that is the energy of the incident radiation, when it incident on another medium, the surface of the medium, that is the incident intensity or the energy of the incident wave, that will be equal to the energy of the reflected wave or the intensity of the reflected wave plus energy of the transmitted wave. Or I can write I is equal to IR plus IT. Let me write here. This according to law of conservation of energy, the incident energy is equal to reflected energy plus transmitted energy. There is energy is not lost, energy is conserved. That is incident energy, that is intensity can be written as I is equal to IR plus IT. If I divide the whole term by I, then this will be 1. This is equal to IR by I plus IT divided by I. That is we have already know reflection coefficient R is nothing but the reflected intensity divided by incident intensity. The transmission coefficient T is equal to I transmission divided by I. If you go back to this, we have already written here. C transmission is I T by I, and the reflected intensity IR by II. Therefore, I can write this 1. This is nothing but 1. This 1 is equal to, this is R, this is T, R plus T. That is R plus T is equal to 1. This is the law of conservation of energy is verified. Okay, and now let us do a simple problem that consider the case where the light passes from air into glass. This example is this one. Light passes from air to glass. You know the refractive index of the air, that is N1 to 1, N2 is equal to 1.5. That is, if this is a glass, then this is a N1 is equal to 1, glass N2 is equal to 1.5. What is a fraction of the reflected energy? That can be easily find out. R is equal to expression N1 minus N2 divided by N1 plus N2 all square. That is 1 minus 1.5 divided by 1 plus 1.5 all square. That is 0.5 square divided by 2.5, or 0.5 divided by 2.5 whole square. This is nothing but 0.04. This is the fraction of the reflected energy. Now, what is the fraction of the transmitted energy? That is, you need to know the value of the refractive index for N1 N2 divided by N1 plus N2 all square. That is equal to 4 into 1 into 1.5 divided by 1 plus 1.5 whole square. That is equal to, if you solve this one, this is 0.96%. That is 4% of the light is reflected. 4% of the light is reflected. That is 4%. If this is 100%, 4% is reflected, and 96% will be transmitted. അല്ലേ, നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഗ്ലാസ്സിലേക്ക്, പ്യുവറായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഗ്ലാസ്സിലേക്ക് ലൈറ്റ് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ലൈറ്റ് ശരിക്കും അങ്ങ് കടന്നു പോകും. ചെറിയൊരു റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ വളരെ കുറവായിരിക്കും, പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ കഴിയാത്ത അത്ര റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും. അതിനർത്ഥം വെരി സ്മോൾ പെർസെൻറ്റേജ്, 4% മാത്രമേ ഗ്ലാസ്സിൽ റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ ഉള്ളൂ. 96%ഉം അവർ ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ എഴുതാം? ഫ്രം ദീസ് ടു കൺക്ലൂഷൻ, reflection coefficient is 4%, transmission coefficient is 96%. Therefore, the conclusion is this one, that is 4% of light is reflected and 96% transmitted. This is all about the discussion on reflection and transmission at normal incidence. Okay, thank you very much for watching this lecture.